Vsper stands for valence shell electron pair repulsion. The shape of the molecule is determined by electron pairs repelling away as far apart as possible. A lone electron pair repels more than a shared electron pair. Multiple bonds repel equal to a single bond, and the name shape is based on the location of the atoms, not the electrons.
Trigonal planar, one central atom surrounded by three atoms. There are no unpaired electrons, and the atoms are separated by 120 degrees. The atom is nonpolar because all the charges meet in the middle and cancel out. All the atoms are in the same plane, and they create triangles, which is how it gets the name trigonal planar.
Trigonal bent has one central atom surrounded by two atoms and one unshared pair of electrons. And the unshared pair of electrons repels the other atoms more so that the two atoms are less than 120 degrees apart, which is why it gets the name trigonal bent. And it is nonpolar because the charges meet in the middle and cancel each other out.
Tetrahedral has one central atom surrounded by four other atoms. All the atoms are 109 degrees apart, therefore creating four faces, which is why it's called tetrahedral. There are no unbonded electron pairs, and it is nonpolar because all the charges meet in the middle and cancel out.
Trigonal pyramid has three bonded pairs of electrons connecting three atoms and one pair of unshared electrons. Because the unshared pair repels the atoms more, it makes it a shape of a pyramid, which is why it's called trigonal pyramid, and the atoms are less than 109 degrees apart. And the charges don't cancel in the middle, so it is polar.
Trigonal bipyramid is a central atom surrounded by five other atoms, and it has five bonded electron pairs and no unshared electron pairs. The bonds are 120 degrees apart here and 90 degrees apart here, and it is called bipyramid because the atoms make a pyramid on the top and then they make a pyramid on the bottom, and all the charges cancel out and meet in the middle, so it is nonpolar.
Tetrahedral bent is one central atom surrounded by two bonded pairs of electrons and two unbonded pairs of electrons. The electrons are less than 109 degrees apart, and it gets the bent shape because the two unpaired electrons repel more, giving it the bent shape. And the atom is polar because the charges don't all cancel out in the middle.
Trigonal seesaw has four pairs of bonded electrons and one pair of unshared electrons. And the four atoms cause a seesaw shape, hence the name trigonal seesaw, and it is polar because all of the charges do not meet in the middle, and the unshared pair of electrons repel the other four atoms further, which is why it's shaped like a seesaw.
Trigonal T-shape has one central atom surrounded by three other atoms. It has three pairs of bonded electrons and two pairs of unshared electrons. It gets its name because the two unshared electrons repel more, causing the atoms to be in a T shape. And it is nonpolar because the charges of the atoms meet in the middle and cancel each other out.
Trigonal linear is one central atom surrounded by two bonded pairs of electrons and three unpaired pairs of electrons. It gets its name because the two bonded atoms are 180 degrees apart, and it is nonpolar because the charges meet in the middle and cancel out.
Octahedral has six pairs of shared electrons around one central atom, and each atom is 90 degrees apart, it gets the name octahedral because there are 8 faces around the atom connecting all the 6 atoms, and it is nonpolar because all the charges meet and cancel in the middle.
Octahedral square planar is one central atom surrounded by 4 bonded pairs of electrons and 2 unbonded pairs of electrons. It gets its name square planar because the atoms make a square all in the same plane, and it is nonpolar because all of the atoms' charges cancel out and meet in the middle. Octahedral square pyramid is one central atom surrounded by 5 bonded pairs of electrons and 1 pair of unbonded electrons. It gets its name square pyramid because the atoms make a 4-sided square pyramid, and it is nonpolar because all the atoms' charges meet in the middle and cancel out, and the unshared electron pair repels the atoms downward or upward.
The bond angles for the T-shaped trigonal are 180 degrees and 90 degrees between the atoms, and for the linear trigonal is 180 degrees. The bond angles for square planar are 90 degrees between the atoms.